Hello students, I am Nidhi Markade. Today we are going to start our new chapter, chapter number 14 in science, that is sources of energy. So students, we hear so much about energy and energy crisis. But actually what is this energy? Energy comes in different forms and one form can be converted to another. We have already learned in small classes that is energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. For example, if we drop a plate from a height, the potential energy of the plate is converted mostly to sound energy when it hits the ground. If we light a candle, the process is highly exothermic, so that the chemical energy in the wax is converted to heat energy and light energy on burning. So, the total energy during a physical or chemical process remains the same, but suppose we consider the burning candle. Again, can we somehow put together the heat and light generated along the process products of the reaction to get back the chemical energy in the form of wax? Now let us consider another example. Suppose we take 100 ml of water which has a temperature of 348 Kelvin, 75 degrees centigrade, and leave it in a room temperature where the temperature is 298 Kelvin, normal temperature, that is 25 degrees centigrade. What will happen? Is there any way of collecting all the heat lost to the environment and making the water hot once it was cooled down? Is it possible? So, in any example that we consider, we will see that the energy is the usable form, is dissipated to the surrounding in less usable forms. Hence, any source of energy we use to do work is consumed and cannot be used again. So, energy is the capacity of a system to perform the work, but neither created nor destroyed. Next, good source of energy. But what is it? In our daily lives, we use energy from various sources for doing work. We use diesel to run our trains, we use electricity to light our street lamps, or we use energy in our muscles to cycle to the school. Along with that, the muscular energy for carrying out physical work, the electrical energy for running various applications, chemical energy for cooking food or running a vehicle, all come from some source. So we need to know how do we select the source needed for obtaining the energy in its suitable form. So what is source of energy? The source which can provide energy conventionally is known as source of energy. And what is good source of energy? A source should be easily accessible, easy to store and transport, and even able to do large amount of work in small efficiency, small time period, is known as good source of energy. So, to understand this, let us have an activity. Activity 14.1. List out 4 forms of energy that you use from morning when you wake up till you reach the school. So let us start. Very first, muscular energy. We use muscular energy to do brush, to do exercise, take bath, and to ride bicycle. Then some electrical energy like to turn on geyser or to iron uniform, to put on the fan, etc. Then fuel energy or some PNGs to boil milk, cooking food, transport going to school by bus or car, etc. And even some chemical energy, that is food, breakfast, lunch, milk, etc. So forms of energy will be muscular energy, energy stored in muscles, cells in the form of ATP we have discussed, electrical energy, that is power plant we utilize it, fuel energy from gas stations, and chemical energy from food. Now activity 14.2, consider the various options we have when we choose a fuel for cooking our food. There are some questions regarding this concept. Let us start. What are the criteria you would consider when trying to categorize something as a good fuel? So, the criteria to categorize good fuel for cooking our food are, first of all, it should be easily available, then it should be economic also, should not produce any kind of smoke or ash, that means any type of pollution, and it should have high efficiency. The next question, would your choice be different if you lived in a forest or in a remote mountain village or small island or in Delhi or live in 5 centuries ago? So first of all, if we live in a forest, we would choose wood, dry leaves, etc. In remote mountain or village, small islands area, would like to prefer wood, dry leaves, cow dung, cake, etc. Then in New Delhi, if we are living, then we would like to use LPG, PNG. Lived 5 centuries ago, definitely wood only. Next question, how are the factors different in each case? In each case, the factors are different on the basis of its availability. This is very important. So, from above two activities, we can conclude that a good source of energy would be one which would do a large amount of work per unit volume or mass, be easily accessible, be easy to store and transport, and perhaps most important, it should be economical. Now, next, the conventional sources of energy. The very first point, fossil fuels. In ancient times, wood was the most common source of heat energy. The energy of flowing water and wind was also used for limited activities. Now, the exploitation of coal as a source of energy made the Industrial Revolution possible. Now, increasing industrialization has led to a better quality of life all over the world. It has also caused the global demand for energy to grow at a tremendous rate. Now, the growing demand for energy was largely made by the fossil fuels, that is, coal and petroleum. Our technologies were also developed for using these energy sources. But these fuels were formed over millions of years ago, and there are only limited reserves. The fossil fuels are non renewable energy sources, so we need to conserve them. If we were to continue consuming these sources at such alarming rates, we should soon run out of energy. So, in order to avoid this, alternate sources of energy were explored. But we continue to be largely dependent on fossil fuels for most of our energy requirements. Burning fossil fuels has the other disadvantages too. About the air pollution caused by burning of coal or petroleum products. The oxides of carbon, nitrogen, and sulfur that are released on burning fossil fuels are acidic oxides. These lead to acid rain, which affects our water and soil resources. In addition to the problem of air pollution, recall the greenhouse effect of gases like carbon dioxide we have learned in small classes. So, the pollution caused by burning fossil fuels can be somewhat reduced by increasing the efficiency of the combustion process and using various techniques to reduce the escape of harmful gases and ashes into the surrounding. Besides being used directly for various purposes in gas stoves and vehicles. So, in short, we can say that fossil fuels are the major energy source at present day because we continue to be largely dependent on fossil fuels for most of our energy requirements. Plants and animals which got buried deep under the earth's surface millions of years ago was converted into fuel due to excess heat and pressure. These are called fossil fuels. The growing demand for energy was largely met by the fossil fuels, that is coal and petroleum, that we have discussed. So we have to consume them quite less. Now, activity 14.3, to demonstrate the process of thermoelectric production with a model. Apparatus and materials, pressure cooker, pipe, tennis ball, metal sheet, dynamo, bulb, as shown in the figure. Now procedure, take a tennis ball and make 3 slits into it. Put semicircular fine cuts out of a metal sheet into these slits. Now pivot the tennis ball on an axle through its center with a straight metal wire fixed to a rigid support. Ensure that the tennis ball rotates freely about the axle. Now connect a cycle dynamo to this. Connect a bulb in series. Direct a jet of water or steam produced in a pressure cooker at the fins. Now note down your observation. Here, bulb gets lighted. Now there are some questions. Which energy conversion do you think is taking place in this model? Definitely heat energy gets converted to electrical energy in this model. Now, which structure in the model acts as a turbine? Tennis ball fitted with metal sheets in the model acts as a turbine. How electricity generated in this simple model? The heat given to pressure cooker produces steam. The steam is used to turn the tennis ball, turbine that means in the form of turbine. The tennis ball is further linked to a dynamo, therefore armature of dynamo rotates and generates electricity. Now, what do the simplest turbines have? Actually, the simplest turbines have one moving part, a rotor assembly. Which form of energy is essential in today's life? Definitely electrical energy is essential in today's life. We need it. Now, energy can be converted from one form to another form. This is the best example to show this phenomena. So students, I hope you understood the initial part of this chapter and concept of sources of energy. Thank you for listening.